It is Monday, February 21st, and we are reviewing Thunderstone Dragonspire.
The artwork and everything is very nice on it. It's a well-designed game.
You are the leader of a band of heroic adventurers. You have come to the legendary Dragonspire. Your goal is to build a party of mighty heroes, magic spells, and powerful weapons to find one of the fabled Thunderstones. Each player constructs his own deck of cards during the game. Your deck represents the abilities and gear of your adventuring party. How you build your deck determines if victory and glory will be yours. Dragonspire is an expansion to the Thunderstone line and is fully playable on its own with everything you need. Card sets from past releases can be played with the new card sets from Dragonspire in any combination you please.
Well, no glory here yet. I sucked at it so far.
I like this game. It's definitely more thematic than Dominion. It is a dungeon crawl where you have your heroes and you go into the dungeon and you try to defeat monsters. And each monster is worth victory points in which you need to win the game.
I had never played Thunderstone at all before, so when I got this, it was a completely blank slate. A friend of ours, Sean, happened to come over the very night that I got this, and he had played Thunderstone before, so he could teach me how to play without having to go through the manual, which was nice. I did go through the manual afterwards, and we did everything right, so I guess they haven't changed any of the rules for Dragonspire from the original Thunderstone. Couple typos in the manual. I don't know.
Oh boy. You know, it's random. You don't know what you're going to play with, so if you've got cards that don't match up well or just useless, they don't get played with. And so it's not my favorite game, but it's still very well done, and I still play with it. Play it, and I like it. I just need probably to get an eye on more of the cards and more of the options in the game, and to see how much I'm gonna enjoy playing it more often or not.
This game, I hate to bring out the comparison right away, but this game is really a lot like Dominion, only it hasn't got as much of a screw you factor.
It's a deck building game. I love deck building games. I find I'm quite strong at deck building games. Just knowing how much to put of each card in the deck. And I always like the big variety of the deck building games, having different types of cards out all the time.
It's nice that they make a box that holds all the cards, and this, if you check out Draken Strike's video review of this as well, you'll see all the other releases from Thunderstone will fit into this expansion box. But it's nice that they make a box right away that fits, and they even give you these little foam bricks so your cards won't shift if you don't have a lot of stuff in there. And that came shipped like that, which was nice.
They don't hurt either.
No, they don't.
I'll pick that up.
That's nice. As I said, everything you need to play is in the box. So if you don't have any of the other Thunderstone stuff, you can get this expansion and be able to play the game right away. So you don't really need any of the other Thunderstone stuff, but it will all play. I also like that even though it's an expansion, Dragonspire can be played on its own. And we've played quite a few games of it already, and we're probably going to play a lot more. It's an enjoyable game. One other nice thing they did is for all the old cards in the other ones, they reprinted all the randomizer cards with the new backs, and what they've done is they've made the backs different colors than the regular cards, so it's easier to separate them out. So you can replace all your old randomizers with the new ones, and then your whole game is easy to sort. Yeah. So yeah, that's all from the other Thunderstone stuff, and these are just the new ones. The artwork, great.
Artwork's very nice. Yeah, it's all nice and very consistent.
It's email time!
Email time!
Email time! Email time! This email is from Elliot.
We're having a hard time finding bad games to play. We don't know.
I read in your post soliciting game questions from gamers for your first video that you were also looking for correspondence. What would this look like? Well, you'd see us up here and somebody else down there saying what they think about a game. Or asking us a video question that they wanted us to answer. Anything, basically.
If you want to get your face among our faces, I don't know why, but that's what you can do.
What would correspondents do or submit to the show? They would submit video, preferably widescreen. Written works to be read or video clips? Video clips. Something about it interests me as a way to participate in a neat production that aids the board game community without actually having to be responsible for the gigantic amount of work it takes to personally run a show. I'd rather be responsible for my contribution, whatever that is, for the show in question. Have a good day.
That's what we do, the whatever.
Yeah. Definitely thanks for that, Elliot. If you want to send us a video saying what you like, watch the show, I mean, obviously, and we generally tell you what's coming up next, or send us an email saying you want to be a correspondent, and we can let you know what the next 4 or 5 games are, and you can get a video in time to be in one of the next few shows. It's as simple as that.
I had a couple of short ones here and there. I really appreciate the time you guys put into these reviews. These are great for my wife and I to watch when deciding what board games we may purchase. This is from, was that Psych342?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice, short and sweet there. I like to see your review Munchkin Quest, Killer Bunnies, and the Quest for the Magic Carrot and Telestrations. I find you guys entertaining and honest. You don't sugarcoat anything and get straight to the point. That is from, what do we get there? Oh, Dragon Production.
Munchkin, maybe. Killer Bunnies, from what I read, I don't think so.
Telestrations, very fun game, especially when you start getting a little creative. Because Telestrations is a game where first you get a word, and then you flip it and you draw a picture, and then you pass it on to the next person.
Ken would be good at that. He's the artist.
And they have to take the picture and write down the word that they think it was.
That does sound like fun, though.
And after the first
Picture
time around,
It's like telephone.
yeah, it's telephone, but it's a little better because after the first few, we started doing stuff like pinball machine or an odd box with a weird thing in it sticking out sideways. And you pick which one you'd like to draw. And it gets funnier and funnier as we go.
That does sound like a lot of fun.
It
So
was,
I like
it's a fun
Pictionary
game.
and things like that, too. Yeah, we got this one's from Rockabilly Chase.
Yes.
Based on your reviews, I've decided to start with Touch of Evil due to its simplicity. Arkham Horror seems more complicated and something my friends would get frustrated with too quickly unless exposed to an easier game. However, I do like the challenge in cooperative games since I'm not all too convinced cooperative mode would be fun. It would be too fun if the game was easy. So yes, sometimes it's no fun when games are too easy because then you're just winning all the time. It gets boring. You want to move on to something else. You want something with a bit of a challenge to do it, right?
A Touch of Evil.
We've never played cooperative, so we can't really comment
Yeah,
on
that one we haven't played.
And I've played cooperative once. It is really hard. It makes the competitive mode look like a walk in the park. It is so
And
hard.
there are some games too that are just overwhelming.
I would,
hard.
rather than that, I mean, unless you've already picked up A Touch of Evil, which is a good game, I think for a first co-op game, you'd be better off to pick up Betrayal at House in the Hill. Even though it does turn into not a co-op game at the end, up until then, it's fairly light. It doesn't bog you down too much, whereas A Touch of Evil, it can get a little slow in places.
Yeah, we got another short one here from Deb. Hi, just watched your first. That is my first of your episodes, Robo Rally. Enjoyed the casual style of the review. How about doing Chang Chang? I don't know that one. Do you guys?
Never heard of that.
Never heard of that one. Did add it to the list.
All right.
Please don't mention Robo Rally. We'll get Ken going off on another 20-minute how that's
Oh,
the
I like
greatest game.
Robo Rally.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's going to be my next game I want to buy. Yes. I'll just stop. All right, Chris, you got something?
All right.
Oh yeah.
Good
Doesn't want to go away.
Try it again. that was a little bit better.
Wrapping up for Thunderstone Dragonspire. I'll give Thunderstone Dragonspire an 8.
Oh, yeah.
This was another nice addition.
You really need
These,
to whittle your deck down.
experience point tokens rather than the experience points cards they had in the other editions.
I give Thunderstone Dragonspire a 9 out of 10. Very good game. I enjoyed it muchly.
Yeah, but did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed the game very much.
You enjoyed it. I know you did.
Oh, I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Could take me a few more.
once
plays,
we
but
finish doing these reviews tonight, we're going to play it again.
Yes,
so obviously
definitely.
we like the game.
I enjoy it. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
I would say it ranks up there with Dominion, and I'm a big fan of Dominion.
I think I still like a little Dominion.
I like the theme. Dominion, the theme is like non-existent. This, you got a little bit of feel of improving your army, improving your characters, and the dungeon crawl feels.
There seems a bit more of a goal to this one than in Dominion, other than just beating down your partners.
D&D hack and slash. That's what this is.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it's a little
that's-
more fighting.
That's that we didn't really mention much in this. If you haven't played Thunderstone before, the big difference, it's not just deck building and playing the cards. There's also a row of monsters, and you win the game by getting victory points for killing monsters. So that's what we're saying when Chris got 50.
Instead of just working to buy all your victory points, you actually got to fight for them.
So every card in your deck, almost every card, has a money value, has an attack value, that sort of thing. So it's not cards that are in your deck, they're nothing.
Right.
There's never dead cards. And the monsters, when you win them, go into their deck, they're also worth money.
It's harder to work with what you've got in your hand. You can't scroll through, and there's not a lot of cards to get you through your deck to really get what you need in your hand for what you want to do. You're pretty much stuck with whatever you draw.
So that's it for another episode of the Gamers Table. I'd say tune in next week for an actual game, but we have no idea what was going to be coming up next week yet. So tune in for another episode of the Gamers Table. We probably will all be here still. Probably, yes.
Probably.
So-
Free review.
Free review.
All right.
Beat that like a dead horse.
Carl of Cthulhu. Yes, all right.
Like the joke. Like the joke.
Okay, fine. If we're going to do that, then roll.
End this.
My precious.
All right.
See you. Bye.
So anyway,
What are you looking
Hold on
for?
for a second.
where are you going?
I'm leaving.
Don't leave us. Get back here. He left us.
Yeah.